Hello world. How you guys doing? Welcome to Featured Entrepreneur Fridays. My name is Dr. Casual Pitts, and I am your host. And we have yet another amazing guest. Listen, you guys, we actually have the daughter of Miss LaNisha Patterson, who's going to be on next week. I'm excited because this individual is young, educated, right? And, of course, beautiful. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome the one and only Miss LaNisha Patterson. Are you there?
I am here, and I am happy to be here. Thank you so much. All the kind words. You got me blushing over here.
Absolutely. So LaNisha, do all of the listeners a favor. Can you please just share with them who you are and what you do?
Yes, I can. So like he said, I always start with my legacy. So, yes, I am the daughter of Diana Ann Patterson and my father, who recently passed away in April, Myron Patterson. So I always start with my legacy because that's where everything begins. And, yes, I am one of those people who I am doing a lot. So first and foremost, I'll start with my first love, which is that I am a PhD candidate at the University of Texas Medical Branch. So I am currently getting my PhD in cell biology. My future aspirations are to become a medical researcher, so a principal investigator, where I'll open up my own lab and I will do diabetes and cancer research. So I'm currently a fifth-year student here at UTMB, and hopefully we'll be graduating within the next year. So that's what I'm currently doing. But I'm also an entrepreneur, a new Black-owned business owner with some friends of mine. So we do have a entertainment company called Throw It Off Entertainment. And, y'all, we do everything. We do comedy, so we do comedy skits, shorts, and things like that. We also get into drama. We do poetry. We do so much, but we also are on the production side as well. So we do videography, photography, editing, graphic design. So we are just really kind of getting our feet wet. And, we're happy. We just got our LLC in September, so that's amazing. And then the last thing
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then the last thing I really do is I'm also into motivational speaking and motivational movement. So I actually started my own motivational movement called Crown on Queen, where I really just celebrate women. It's a ministry. Trust me, I'm no saint, I'm no minister, but I do have a strong relationship with God. So I wanted to start something just for all women out there to be able to go to a platform and have. So all this stuff is new, and I'm just excited about it.
Absolutely. Now, listen, you struck my nerve when you said motivational speaking down there. You know that's
I hate.
That is, look, I may have to send you some messages. We got to talk, ma'am. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, let's do it, you know?
Absolutely. But listen, you know, that was a great segue into my first question. What was your key driving force to actually becoming an entrepreneur? What made you even say, you know what, I'm about to get ready to step into the entrepreneurship world? So tell us, you know, what was that driving force?
Right. You know, what's crazy is this was most recent for me, recent experience that kind of made me jump into that segue. And it was really what was going on with my father. So my father and my mother were always entrepreneurs. They always owned their own businesses. And, you know, that's something, of course, that, you know, was going to get passed down to us eventually. But I think what really struck a nerve was when my father was diagnosed with cholangiocarcinoma, which is a bile duct cancer, so your bile ducts in the lung. And when he got sick, it was something about that experience that was like, you don't have a lot of time. You know, there's nothing that is telling you that tomorrow is promised. There's no guarantee. And so in seeing that and always hearing him in my ear saying, I want y'all to be entrepreneurs. What you're doing is great. I'm glad y'all are scientists. You're doing this. Y'all all got your own things going on. But what what else can you do to make sure that your children are good in the future, that you're set for the future? How do you really start? And so that sort of mindset was instilled into us at a young age. And I said, at this point, seeing my father sick, I just had to bring that into fruition. I really had to go ahead and make this thing happen. And I saw that I could do that with the arts. My mother kind of brought me back into the arts. We were always into the arts, but it was something about my mother's first play, and it just struck a nerve, like, you know what? I can do this thing, you know? I can really do this thing, and I can take it a step further than just kind of being in plays, doing, you know, being in other people's films. We can start our own entertainment company, and luckily, you know, I have great business partners that they're really sticking this thing out with me. But that's really what it was.
Absolutely amazing. So tell us, LaNisha, how did you even come up with the name Throw It Off Entertainment? So how did that name come about?
You know, it's funny how it came about. So what's funny is there were actually 7 of us when we first started. So all of us were in my mom's play. There were 7 of us, and of course, you know, when you working out the kinks, things happen. You know, if people want to, you know, take their own path and things, which is fine, it's great. And so it ended up being 4 of us left. But prior to the 4 of us, we were sitting down, really trying to get things together and figure out, okay, what are we gonna call this group? Because we do comedy, so what are we gonna do? So one of my partners, his name is Blaze. So Blaze one day was saying, man, you know what? We just need to really do this throw it off stuff, man. It's throw it off. And I remember him saying it. So one of my other best friends, her name is Jacoby Chantel. Shout out to her. She's another great actress here in Houston. When she was a part of the group, I was talking to her about what he said. I'm like, yeah, girl, you know what? Blaze said we really got to do some throw it off stuff, throw it off. And she said, you know what? Maybe that's what we can call a group. Throw It Off Entertainment. And I was like, that sounds dope. You know what I'm saying? So it just came from our creative minds, just us talking to each other and trying to figure out what do we call ourselves, you know, what are we going to do? So that's kind of how it sparked. And trust me, it's fitting. It's fitting.
Absolutely. Listen, guys, you guys definitely got to check out the show. Throw It Off Entertainment is definitely the truth. I had the honor to be on that show. Love it. And I want you guys to pay attention to what LaNisha basically said. Literally, it's the key to success is to start before you're ready. So if you heard her passion, you know, they just started, right? Just get it out there, and they worked out the kinks along the way. So for those listeners that are saying, you know, trying to wait on certain things, don't wait. Just start, and you'll work out the kinks as you go. So great stuff. So LaNisha, tell us, how many hours a day do you work on average for your business?
Man, when I tell y'all hours, there are times, probably shouldn't say this online, but there are times when I'm at school and I am working on my business. I would say, honestly, a day I'm working about at least 5 to 6 hours just doing the different things that we do. And I mean, it entails so much with the entertainment business. It's, you know, the graphic design. So we're doing the flyers, we're doing logos, we're having to post our skits, we're having to, you know, put up advertisements for our radio show, and we're working on other people's, material, you know, making sure their video production looks good, and we're doing the editing for that. So we really thank God, and I tell people this all the time, and this was my mindset in the beginning of starting this group, is that it's going to be a team effort. It's always a team. You need a strong team behind you. Nobody can do this alone. Nobody can do anything alone. That's what I truly feel. It's a team effort that will make something successful. And so luckily there are 4 of us who really, all of us contribute, you know, equally in the ways that we can, so that we're a strong team. So yeah, we spend a lot of time doing what we do a day. Trust me, I don't even want to count weeks. I might get stressed out if I do that.
Yeah. Hey, I get it. And you know, LaNisha, you are a team. Can you only imagine when you deal with somebody like myself, who's I'm a one-man army on the top level, and I have, you know, troops on the lower level, but you're talking about one person that's holding on to 11 companies, about to get ready to open up 2 more before the end of the year. So I get it. I know exactly what you're talking
That's
about.
Right.
I honestly do. So tell us,
That's right.
how has being an entrepreneur affected your family life?
You know what? I will say this. I spend a lot less time with my family. And for me, I think that's one of the hardest parts because I'm very family-oriented. My family, we're one of those families that will find a reason to get together, and celebrate life, just to celebrate each other.
Yeah.
And so, honestly, since I've been doing this, it's taken away some time, but I always try to find time for my family when they need me, when it's time for a celebration, a holiday, something. Even if I just have to video chat them, whatever it is, I try to find time for my family. We call each other often. There's not too many days that go by where I haven't heard from somebody in my family and we're checking on each other. So, that I would say that's one of the hardest things that I'm going through right now, is just feeling like I have this degree of separation from my family. But, the best thing about having a really supportive family is that they don't take it to heart. Sometimes they may be like, oh, we haven't seen you, girl.
Right.
But they don't take it to heart. They know what I'm striving for and going for. And luckily we have a family of entrepreneurs that are also pursuing their dreams. So we're very supportive of each other in that way. But yeah, that work-life balance, is tough. It's very tough.
Oh yeah. Yeah. See, they don't understand those kind of sacrifices that you have to make. You make, I'll tell you guys, listen, you make sacrifices until sacrifices no longer become sacrifices.
That's right.
So,
that's right. That's right.
So tell us, LaNisha, this question is, listeners love when I ask this question. What is your greatest fear, and how do you manage fear?
You know what was crazy was, I will say this, and I want to start with this. My greatest fear used to be failure. I have been one of those storybook kind of girls where I've had a pretty good life just in terms of being successful. I was valedictorian in middle school, in high school, got my bachelor's degree, was top student for my master's degree. Now I'm one of the top students here in my program at UTMB, and I'm very successful. So, at first, seeing all those different things, I used to be scared of failure because I'm like, man, I really haven't experienced that. But then there were a couple experiences where I had to, I kind of had to go through that process. I had to go through and experience failure in order to understand that that's really one of your greatest attributes. Like, failure is not a bad thing. I want people to know that. And being a scientist really has taught me that, because, y'all, being a research scientist, you fail almost every day. You do an experiment.
Tell them about
it. Oh, my gosh, you do an experiment, and what I've learned from it is I used to get frustrated. The experiment wouldn't work at first. It wouldn't work. And I'm like, man, this is so frustrating. But then I would say, okay, how do I fix it? Why didn't it work? What can I learn from this? So every time you fail, you learn something new, and it makes you better. So, fear is no longer my failure. Failure is no longer my fear. I think if I had to say anything, it would be, especially for my group, just division is probably my greatest fear at this point, because we're a team. We bond, we work very well, and as you go along in this business and you become successful, that's something that can happen. People want to go their separate ways and things like that. Luckily, we sat down in the beginning and we talk about this, and we bring all of our issues to God. We, bring our business to God, and we always talk about teamwork. How do we make this thing work and continue to work as a team so it doesn't feel like anybody's being left out or anything like that? So I think, honestly, at this point, that would be my greatest fear, is just trying to make sure that there's no division within our group, that we continue to treat each other like a family so that we can succeed.
Yeah, absolutely. And just so it's words of wisdom. It happens, and I'm glad that you guys had that conversation at the beginning. and you bring those issues to God, just know that even having those we like to call them those come to Jesus sessions, even though we have those come to Jesus sessions, when people separate, they go back into a world that they have to deal with. And it's as an entrepreneur and as a business owner and as the founder, these are things that we have to prepare for, even when it's like you think that it's never going to happen. So I totally get that. That definitely can be a fear. So tell us, LaNisha, what motivates you? Tell us what motivates you.
You know what? It's so much that motivates me. One thing that definitely motivates me is that I just want to help people. Like, in everything I do, I feel like it that's the core, is like I love helping people. That's why I do science. I want to be a medical researcher because I want to cure diseases. I don't like seeing people suffer. In this case of the business that we're doing now, we want to create a platform where we can give other actors and actresses who are struggling right now to be seen in things and opportunity. So, we're kind of trying to build our platform first and then provide opportunities for others to have a platform to go to so that they can succeed. So that's one of the biggest things that is my motivation. But the other thing is just, my family. Honestly, that is the core. And I'm not married. I don't have kids. So when I'm talking about my family, I'm talking about my immediate family. But those are my lifelines. And we have struggled. We have worked hard. We have been through some things. And if, seeing that, I'm like, I have an opportunity to help my family not go back to that place. We need to continue to grow and build so that when I do have children, and things like that, they're not going to go through that same struggle that we had to go through. So I think those are really my two big motivators. And obviously, just my father's recent passing is something that's a big recent motivator, because I know what he would have wanted me to do if he were alive and what he would want to see me strive to do and go for. And so I'm like, that's still not over. That's still not done. I still have to get the job done just to make him proud, because I know he's watching. So those are really my big motivators.
Love it. So, LaNisha, what piece of advice would you give to college graduates who actually want to step out and become an entrepreneur?
I would say go for it. What I see a lot of the times is that people have the thought, and what scares them is they start thinking about all this stuff. Oh, I got to do this. I got to get this together. Just start. Start somewhere. And I tell people, actually, my mother said this. My mother, Diana, said this. You are your greatest resource. A lot of times we think we need all these resources. We need all these things to start. When I tell y'all we started this business with very little. We had a laptop. We had a few ideas. And we had one camera. And we said, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just do it. Let's create a Facebook page. Let's start our platform. And from April until now, the amount of growth that we had just from using the resources that we had and really, like I said, having that teamwork, oh, my gosh, it's crazy how fast we're moving at this point. So that is really my advice, because I see so many people, they're scared to start. Just do it. And if you fail, try again. Learn from it. It's okay to fail. I don't know why failure is such a fear. Just do it. It's okay to fail, because you'll learn from it. You'll get better from it. So if you fall, you stumble, start again, do it again, learn from the last time. So that would be my advice.
Absolutely. So if you had a chance to start your career over again, what would you do differently?
Ooh. Well, now I got two careers, so I got to think about that. I'll speak from both perspectives, actually. So with science, I think that if I had to start over again, I would kind of the same thing like I was saying. I wouldn't let failure get in my way. it really scared me when I had those first experiences of, man, I didn't do well in this class. My GPA is not that great. Because, like I said, I was always a perfectionist. I was always excelling and exceeding. And it kind of shut me down for a little while when I failed. I wasn't as aggressive with my academics and things like that. I didn't pick myself back up right away. So if I had to start over with science, at least, it would be to take those failures, throw them away, and keep moving. And I've caught back up. Trust me. I've done some great things here at Texas Southern University for my master's and at UTMB. But I'm really exceeding. But I wish I would have did it a little sooner. You know what I mean? I took a year off of school, and I was like, oh man, I wish I didn't do that. But the journey is what it is. And then with my business, oh man, we're just starting, so that's hard. I would say, man, it's so hard to say because we just started and we're doing well. I'm like, what would I do over? I don't know. I guess I would just say kind of starting to look at what we really needed to do to build a stronger foundation, just in terms of, okay, what equipment do we need? Do we need these contracts? And, those are the things that we're learning now, and you learn that with each project. But like I said, there's no real regrets there because, when it doesn't work out the first time, you say, okay, now we got to add that to the contract. Now we got to get this equipment, so maybe that's the one thing I would change, just kind of doing a little bit more research on the things that we needed in terms of just resources and starting things up. But that is pretty much it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so tell us, LaNisha, who has been your greatest inspiration?
You know what? My parents. My parents, they have been my greatest inspiration. And I can't say that enough. They really are wonderful parents. They set a strong foundation for us at a young age. Always had us in great schools. They never expected anything less but excellence. They always provided us with the resources that we needed to succeed. Those type of things. And they just surrounded us with love, and they made sure that we stayed connected as a family, as sisters. I have 3 sisters. And so the love that we have, where we support one another and things like that, I mean, they just really set a great foundation for us. So they are definitely my greatest inspiration. I love my mother so much. It's her 25th birthday on Sunday, and she's actually coming on our radio show. So I'll talk a little bit more about that.
Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Listen, you guys, I just want to say, LaNisha made some amazing points. I want you guys to start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. So definitely excited about that. So tell us, LaNisha, what is the part of your life experience you would alter if you had the chance to?
Man, you know what? I think that just in terms of some of the decision-making that I've made in my life, and what I mean by that is honestly just looking at my value overall. There are experiences that we have in life where we don't really value ourselves enough, and so with me not really understanding that value that I have, there are some decisions that I made in my life that really, like I said, it kind of altered my path of where I am today. And again, I never regret the path because I really do believe that God takes you on these journeys. He has these kind of setbacks. He'll stretch you a little bit so that you can become the person that he needs you to become. So, crown on queen, I don't regret anything, but there are certain decisions where I was like, man, you know what? I didn't even have to go on that path if I would have just sat down, thought about it, took my time, and really, tried to think about the decision that I was making prior to making the decision. So I think that's the only thing that I can say. And I'll be kind of blatant apparent. Like, with relationships, that was my biggest downfall. Oh Lord, have I made some bad decisions? But I
think we in that area. I think we all have.
I'm telling you, those experiences, man, those experiences. But I don't regret them because they've made me a better woman. So yeah. But I guess that's the only thing that I would probably kind of change in terms of my life path.
Absolutely. Now listen, listeners, I want you guys to listen to me and listen to me well. Do not, and I repeat, do not make permanent decisions for your temporary emotions. Okay?
Don't do it.
Do not.
Look, I got my hand up to the sky.
Well, listen, LaNisha, this is the last question. This is a good throwed off question for a throwed off entertainment host.
Let's do it.
If you had a magic stick, which are the 3 things you would change in the world?
Ooh. If I had a magic stick, what 3 things would? Okay, the president for sure. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm sorry, I put it out there. He gotta go. I would. You know what? This is funny, and I'm serious about this. Y'all probably wouldn't think so. If I could make anything, unlimited food everywhere. You ain't got to spend a lot of money. I would, y'all. I'm slim, but I love to eat. Okay, so anywhere I go, if I could get some food, I'm down with that. I want good food everywhere, And then, oh man, what else? Oh, 3 things. What else would I change? You know what? I got a serious one. I ain't gonna lie, I'm selfish. I would bring my father back. That's probably the 3 things I would change. If I had a magic stick, that I would definitely bring him back, and we kicking it like no other. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely not selfish.
Right. That ain't selfish at all. But yeah, the food is definitely one of them, though. I'm telling you, y'all, I love food. It's so funny, Dr. Pitts, when people see me because I'm so slim. They probably sit down. They're like, okay, she. But if you take me out to eat, I'm getting the salad, the appetizer, the soup, the entree, and the dessert.
Hey,
I'm like, let's do it.
I don't know if you saw that skit that the guy had did where he had took the young lady out and he was like, okay, this is my part of the bill. I ordered this, and then you ordered the eggs, and so you owe $20. So I can only imagine somebody, you going out, and the guy, they like, oh yeah, I got this. She ain't gonna do nothing but eat. And then when you order, they be like, okay, so LaNisha, so you had the salad, you had the soup, okay, you had the, you had the appetizer. This your part of the bill, okay? Because I was already coming here expecting to make something, a little bit. You ate me out.
Listen, exactly. I try to tell them, look, if you're gonna take me out on a date to eat, let me make sure your pockets are straight because I ain't the one.
I know that's right.
I ain't the one.
Yeah, I know that's right. You better be ready.
That's right.
Be ready.
That's right. I'm getting everything.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I love it.
Absolutely. So, listen, LaNisha, we just want to say thank you for your time. We appreciate you tremendously. Listen, do us a favor. Give everybody the information of how they can get in contact with you, how they can check out your radio show. Just give us everything that we need to stay connected with Miss LaNisha Patterson.
Yes, sir. I would love to do that. We have so many platforms. So for Facebook, it's Throwed Off Entertainment, and Throwed is THROW''D. So it's Throwed Off Entertainment. It's the same thing on YouTube. And then our IG is also Throwed Off Entertainment, no apostrophe. So it's just one word, THROWD off entertainment. We have Snapchat. It's Throwed Off 4. Our TikTok is also Throwed Off Entertainment as well. Is that all our platforms? We have so many. So I think that's all the platforms. And then also for 95.3 Jams, we are on a digital radio show. It's Throwed Off Sundays with Throwed Off Entertainment, and that is on Sundays from 7 to 9 p.m. If you want to tune into our show, you can do so by going to www.953jams.com. We also do live feeds straight from our Throwed Off Entertainment platform, from our Facebook platform, but we would rather y'all kind of tune into the show so that y'all can listen to the music that we have going as well. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. There's also a tune-in app, for 95.3 Jams. If you just want to app so that you can click on it, you don't have to go to the internet. You can download TuneIn and just look up in the search box 95.3 Jams, and you can find us there as well. So those are all of our platforms. I mean, and yeah, we're getting it going.
Well, thank you again, LaNisha. We appreciate you. Make sure you guys go check out all of that information. Definitely replay this as much as you possibly can. Again, LaNisha, we just want to thank you for your time. Thank you for giving us a piece of your journey, for us to step into your world just for a moment. Listen, you guys, remember, it's not until we are lost do we begin to understand ourselves. I want you guys to dream it, believe it, build it, but most importantly, do it. My name is Dr. Casual Pitts, and I am your host. And remember, make your passion your paycheck. I'll see you guys on next Featured Entrepreneur Fridays. Peace.
Thank you. Peace.